Morning all, workout done and a quick car coach. And today's theme is never give up. And I'm going to tell a little story that might be familiar with you, and I'm sure you know the person I'm talking to, and it'd be interesting to see how long it takes you to get who I'm talking about. So this person, American person, grew up in America, had aspirations of being a writer and an actor. But it wasn't going to plan for a long time. He was living in poverty, well, quite poor. He had a little apartment that he, in his own words, says was so small he could open his window and close his door while sat on his bed. He had a dog. That was his one companion at this time of his life that he had to eventually sell because he just couldn't look after it properly, couldn't feed it properly because he had that little money. But he kept going to auditions, but his main passion was writing, and he used to take a pad round with him and write, usually about trivial things, just writing. And one night, he so happened to manage to get some tickets to a Muhammad Ali fight. Never been there before, he didn't have that sort of lifestyle, but he managed to get hold of some tickets. And he went to watch Muhammad Ali, who was fighting a fighter who was a no-hoper. They'd just given someone to feed to the champions. Sometimes they do that in boxing. And this guy was just meant to be there for a couple of rounds, get knocked out, get a little paycheck and go. But it didn't go like that, and this fighter managed to last the full fight. He didn't win, but he lasted the full rounds, the full 12 rounds, and he actually knocked Muhammad Ali down. And this triggered something in this guy's mind. And he went home back to his small apartment after this fight, and he wrote for 3 days solid. And he produced 90 pages of text, which were his script. It wasn't complete. A lot of it, only about 10% of that went into the final script, but in his eyes, it was done. Amazing. 3 days. That's what he managed to do in 3 days. And he carried on going to auditions, wasn't getting any parts. And he left one audition, and the guy, he thanked him for inviting him there. And then afterwards he said, I do a bit of writing if that's of interest to you. And the guy just happened to say, yeah, it is actually. Come back tomorrow and bring it and we'll have a look at it. And he did do. And this guy was blown away with the script. And they actually offered him £25,000 or dollars to have the script. And this guy turned it down. Even though he was poor, he turned it down. And he kept coming back with more offers. And the reason he turned it down was they wanted the script, but they didn't want him as the actor. They wanted someone else, someone famous to be the starring role. And he didn't want that. He had this dream, he had this vision that this script he'd written was about him, and he was the lead, and he was gonna be the person in it. And they really wanted this script, but they didn't want him. And they actually offered $360,000 in the end. And he still turned it down. Even though he was living in this little apartment, even though he'd had to get rid of his dog because he had no money, in his mind, he said, I'm used to having no money, but this script is mine, and this script is about me. And if I don't be the lead character in this, it's going to be the regret for the rest of my life. And he stuck to his guns, and eventually they decided, yep, he's going to be the man in it. And they let him be the lead character. And have you guessed who it is? It's Sylvester Stallone, and the film is Rocky. So that is just a quick story that if you have a dream, if you can hold on to that, dreams are free, they cost nothing. The difficult thing with a dream is hanging on there, keeping in there. Sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's months, sometimes it's years. But if you've got a dream and you want to make that dream happen, you might have to hang on for years. You might have to just keep it there. But if you just let go of that dream, it's never going to happen. So never give up. Stick in there, and it will happen eventually. Sometimes quickly, sometimes not very quickly, sometimes years or even decades, but never give up.